What's up, Happy Gamers? I'm Happy, the Happy Gamer, and welcome back to Would You Rather. This is one of those games that I come back to play anytime I'm facing a difficult decision in life, and I want to figure out, kind of the way that my mind works whenever I'm trying to make that decision. Not really. It's actually a game that I just come back to whenever I feel like making fake decisions, which is actually what I love to do, because real decisions are really hard. I don't like real decisions. Alright, so our first Would You Rather, you guys know how this works, so I don't need to explain it. Would you rather string your opponent along for the entire fight, or crush them from the beginning? Well, for some reason, I'm instantly thinking about the newest trailer for the Jason Bourne movie that's about to come out. And at the end of the trailer, Jason Bourne just walks up, he's like in this fight circle, and he just walks up to this dude and he just nails him one. Just knocks him on the ground. You can tell that the guy is out immediately. Honestly, I don't see why I wouldn't want to crush them from the very beginning, because doing that would save me energy, especially if I'm gonna be fighting somebody else after my first opponent. So I don't see why I wouldn't crush them from the beginning. What? Is this even a good decision to make? Anyway, crush them from the beginning, that's for sure. Yeah, most people said that, and I can see why. I mean, of course. Would you rather magically flip genders every year? Well, I'm gonna pick the other one. Or be forced to move and start fresh every year? You know, moving and starting fresh every year can be kind of like a really difficult thing. At the same time, it can be a really good thing as long as you have the ability to pick yourself up no matter where you're at, no matter what the situation. As long as you have the ability to pick yourself up and get started and be productive wherever you are, no matter what. I don't want to be a girl. I would rather not be a girl every other year. I like that I'm a guy. It seems like every time I play Will You Press the Button or Would You Rather, there's some kind of question about changing my gender. And I am happy with who I am. I don't know if I've made that clear enough. I'm happy being a man. And everything on me that is very manly, all the parts that come with the manness, I enjoy. Alright, so that's interestingly strange that most people chose to magically flip their genders every year. We live in a strange world, folks. Would you rather eat only KFC for a month or eat only Taco Bell for a month? Now that isn't really tough because I never eat KFC. I eat Popeyes. I'm a Popeyes guy. My wife is a Popeyes woman. So when it comes to fried chicken, we like Popeyes. So I think that I would eat only Taco Bell for a month. Now, I know that Taco Bell is terrible for you, but so is fried chicken. So you can't tell me, Happy, are you serious? You'd rather eat Taco Bell for a month? That's terrible. Why would you do that? Taco Bell is terrible for you. It's terrible for everything in you. I'm like, so how is fried chicken better? Of course, most people pick KFC. A lot of people down in the comments are like, Taco Bell's gross, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, all right? I pick what I want, and I choose what I want, and I like what I choose. Crap on a face. Would you rather be dangled over the edge of a cliff or be forced to public speak? Definitely be forced to public speak. Okay, so I'm dangled over the edge of a cliff. I don't know if I'm about to die. The person that's holding me or the thing that's holding me could give out at any moment and I could fall. It doesn't say anything about me not dying in that situation. And I'm not gonna die if I get up in front of people and I talk. And I know that people, a lot of people have a problem with public speaking. It can be a really difficult thing. Gosh dang it, I got some kind of hair in my eye. Flip on a crappin' face. Anyway, public speaking can be hard for a lot of people. But for me, honestly, I do it on a regular basis, actually. So I'm not even talking about YouTube. I do it outside of that, if you would consider YouTube public speaking. I mean, I'm talking to people, but they're not actually in front of me, so maybe it's not actually public speaking. But, anyway. Yep, I don't know why you'd want to be dangled over the edge of a cliff versus being forced to public speak. That doesn't make any sense. Would you rather sleep on a pillow with a blood stain? Ugh. Or sleep on a really hard and uncomfortable pillow? Okay. Well, if it's just a blood stain, is the blood covering the entire pillow, or is it just a little stain where I can flip the pillow over or turn the pillowcase inside out or something like that? It's just a stain. That means that, it doesn't have to mean that somebody got their throat cut on the pillow or something like that. It's probably, they popped a pimple before they went to bed and then they slept, and all of a sudden, where the pimple was bled all over their pillow. Or maybe they had a nosebleed or something. It's no big deal. So I'd rather sleep on a pillow with a blood stain. That way you can actually sleep comfortably than sleep on a hard, uncomfortable pillow. Most people, well, actually, it's pretty evenly matched. Look at that. All right, then. Would you rather move away for 10 years from your family with no contact, or live with your family for an additional 20 years after you're 18? First of all, this "your" is not right, people. Come on! You are. You don't possess 18. That is not yours. Anyway, I'm completely off the subject here. 20 years after you're 18 would mean that you're 38 still living with your family. That's kind of unhealthy. Moving away for 10 years is not bad with no contact. That's not bad. 10 years, and then you come back after 10 years and you see your family and it's just incredible. And maybe if you left and you hated your family, then 10 years later, all of a sudden you love them because you haven't seen them in forever. I think that I'd rather do this. Most people agree, but it's pretty close, actually. Would you rather be Edward Cullen or be Eric Northman? Team Jacob. Would you rather be Matt Damon or Ben Affleck? Jason freaking Bourne, of course. You're asking me if I want to be Jason Bourne or Batman that everyone hates. Definitely Jason Bourne. Let me just say this. Matt Damon is kind of a jerk. He can be kind of a flipping jerk. I mean, he says what he thinks and he means what he says, and that part I wouldn't want to be. But everything else, I'd want to be in all the movies that he's in. That would be awesome. So anyway, I'd rather be Matt Damon, of course. If you had psychic powers, would you rather be psychokinetic or telepathic? I think that I would rather be psychokinetic. Now, I don't want to influence people's minds. I want them to be able to choose, make their own decisions, especially in the relationships, like friendships that I have and everything. It would be boring, if I'm sitting there making all of my friends and everyone that I know think what I want them to think and do what I want them to do. But moving stuff with my mind, that's like the ultimate stage of laziness right there. I'm laying in bed and I decide that I want my cheeseburger that's in the kitchen. I'll just do this, or whatever I have to do. This looks like I'm shooting myself in the head, so maybe I wouldn't do that. But whatever I'd have to do to trigger that psychokinesis and move that cheeseburger into my mouth. I wouldn't even move my hands. I'd be playing on my 3DS or something, and I would use my mind to force the cheeseburger into my mouth while I'm playing 3DS and watching TV at the same time. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Heck yeah. People would rather be telepathic. Okay, whatever. Would you rather watch your favorite movie on repeat for a full day or watch Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist once? I think I'd rather watch my favorite movie on repeat for a full day. I am not against watching one movie over and over and over in an entire day or in a series of days. In fact, I grew up doing that. I would put on a movie and I would just leave it on. It would just continuously play over and over and over, and I didn't mind it at all. I like the atmosphere. I like entertainment. I love movies. So there you go. I'd rather watch my favorite movie on repeat all day. And right now, you guys are probably thinking, well, what is your favorite movie? I don't really know, because I have so many favorite movies that it's kind of ridiculous, really. Anyway, would you rather have a large painting of yourself or have a life-size sculpture of yourself? All right, so the way that I think about this is having a sculpture of myself would mean that everyone can see all of my bad curves and, it would take some extra stone to chisel out my butt because I have a huge butt, and we've talked about this before. I don't need to discuss this any further. But anyway, basically if there was a large sculpture of me, a life-size sculpture of me, people would always see it, and they'd walk, they'd always see my butt, and they'd have to move around it, and probably, I've got kind of a little, I have one of those life preserver, fat rings around. I'm not fat, but I have one of those life preserver things, around my waist, and people would see that too. But having just a large painting of myself, like, you can touch that up, you know, and get the right angle to where you can't see it. But having a life-size sculpture, like, everyone can see every part of me whenever they want to, I don't know about that. Just get the front of me. Just get my face, even though my face isn't the prettiest face in the world. Just get that and be good. People would rather have a sculpture of themselves. That's interesting. Would you rather give up buttons and zippers or give up Velcro and knots? I'd rather give up Velcro and knots. For one thing, Velcro is almost a thing of the past. Like, it almost doesn't exist anymore. People just don't really use it. It's not something that you really use on your clothing anymore. You can use it on other things, but it's not something that really goes on your clothing as much anymore. And knots, the only thing I can think that I would need knots for are my shoes. And I can just take my shoestrings and just tuck them into my shoes and I'm good to go. I mean, come on. So I think that I would rather give up that. Buttons and zippers are very valuable things. If I didn't have that zipper, you guys would be seeing my business. I don't feel like showing off my business. Sorry. Most people would rather do that. Would you rather be an Olympic tennis player or be an Olympic table tennis player? I think it would be cool to be really good at table tennis. I feel like it's extremely difficult, but you know, when you see those videos of like Jet Li playing table tennis and all kinds of stuff, like, those are really awesome. And I would love to show off my table tennis skills if I had any. Now, I'm not skilled at either one of these at all. I don't know, you know, I'm just not a big tennis guy, but if I would have to go with table tennis, just because, of course. Would you rather spend one night spent passionately with Rosie O'Donnell or have your 2 front teeth pulled out? It would be interesting to have a night spent passionately with Rosie O'Donnell because she likes girls, and I'm a guy. Have my 2 front teeth pulled out, I think that I would go with this one just because I don't think anything would happen. I'm pretty sure we would just sit there and watch TV or something, and I would talk to my wife all night. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. All right, one more. Would you rather eat a rotten raw steak or eat a human's cooked liver? Wow. Every time I say one more on these episodes, it always seems like we end up with one of the worst possible decisions we could make. A rotten raw steak or a human's cooked liver. Now, a rotten raw steak it might get me sick. There's a good possibility I'll get sick from eating a rotten raw steak. It's probably like 99%. But then eating a human's cooked liver means that I would be a cannibal. I mean, that's not a hard decision. It's just a really gross one. I would have to go with the rotten raw steak. Most people went with this? People are disgusting. This isn't The Walking Dead, you guys. What the flip is your deal? Can't believe the world is full of cannibals. 57%. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Would You Rather. Let me know in the comments what you would have rather done. Play this game if you have some spare time because it's a lot of fun. Very, very classic, fun game. It's just all around good. All right, guys, I like this video. And if you like this video, please leave me a like because I would like that. Talk to me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to stay happy. And of course, I will see you next time. Oh, crap. Don't hit us. Oh, gee. Ah, crap. I'm dead. I came to the party with Haley, and she doesn't even want to talk to me. What kind of woman is that? Oh, that's just a regular woman.